Johnny Carson on the Tonight Show. And I'm like, whoa. And Johnny says, I've got to meet this college kid. If he's out there, call. I was calling the Burbank studio today. I get this New York operator, and she said, what can I do for you, honey? I said, I'm the kid. I told that story a bunch of times in New York and Manhattan, so it must have gotten back to Mr. Cosby. And he says, listen, sweetheart, you're the 25th person that's we don't have time for this. So I never got my shot with Johnny. But I realized in that moment that my opinion mattered. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome and happy Thursday. Welcome to the Cutting Edge. I'm your host, Al Roundtree, aka Treat, aka Mr. Social Baby. Again, I don't care what you call me, just as long as you call me, man. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so blessed to have one of my brothers on the gridiron with me, Mr. Marcus Spears. How you doing, Marcus?
I'm good, brother.
Man, I'm so glad that you could come join us today, man. You know, with everything that's going on in the world right now, in this country, man. You know, it's so much to talk on right now, right, man? But I just appreciate you giving us some of your time by stopping in today.
Right. Well, first of all, I'm the original Marcus Spears. Let it be known. There's one the ESPN. Yeah. There's one on ESPN, which I know. I've known him for a long time. So let's let it be known. I'm not he, and he is not I.
There it is.
Yeah, but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, and I really can't wait until sports comes back because we need something to divert all this attention to.
Has always been that thing, I think, for a lot of us. One, as athletes, and two, you know, as fans, right? Like, right. You know, so it's been so important to our life, I guess, you know, and just our psyche in terms of having that outlet, that release, that balance. It's funny you just mentioned that to me a few minutes ago. But you know, it's so pivotal or so, you know, so vital to the way we go about our day-to-day walk in life and things that we talk about, because people take, you know, sports into their work life, right? They take it to their job. They're talking about it at home, you know, so it's definitely something that people really, you know, need it and use as a place of peace for them, you know?
Well, I would say this. I got a chance to go to the gym today. I go to LA Fitness, and this is the first time I've been to the gym in 2 months. And I went in there, bro, and I felt just like I'm alive in here. You know what I'm saying? So, right, you know, and the first thing I did was cut on ESPN and ride to see what's going on in the world. Like, oh no, I've been so detached from the world and everything going on, bro. It's just right now. It's just, you know what? Wow,
man. You know what? Wow, that's so good, man. It's so good that you mentioned ESPN because you know what's happening right now.
Right.
So, man, you know, given the unfortunate death, murder, Mr. George Floyd over in Minnesota, Minneapolis, man, you know, there's a lot of conversations around things, and I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the sports stuff that's going on, obviously.
Right.
And most notably right now, the whole hot topic is, you know, Drew Brees and the comments that he made yesterday regarding the flag. Now, what were your thoughts on your immediate response to what Drew Brees had to say?
Personally, and I'm like this, brother. I have uncles and cousins that fought and died for this country to give us the right to say what we want to say. And I respect Drew Brees' opinion. Now, that's his opinion. That's not my opinion. Is he wrong? No. Mm-hmm. Everyone has their own opinion, and I'm not going to say Drew Brees is wrong, how he feels, because that's his opinion. And for me to do that means we're not robots, right? So I appreciate everyone's opinion. Mm-hmm. I do. Mm-hmm. This is a free country. You have an opportunity to be what you want to be. Mm-hmm. You know, has it been fair? No, it has not been. You know, and This is the opportunity to fix it. Mm-hmm. This is 2020. This is the opportunity for change. Everything has changed thus far. Mm-hmm. Would you ever expect to, when you go to the airport now, you got to pull off everything, almost be naked to go through? That's change.
Right.
A lot of things caught the whole world. This coronavirus caught the whole world off guard, and then this is something that, the world is trying to heal from, and then this.
Right.
Right. But I'm a firm believer that God is in control of everything. And if things need to be fixed, if George Floyd's death is going to fix it, then let that be the spark that fixes it.
It's so you bring about an interesting perspective, because a lot of the initial reaction, and for those who are listening or watching right now on our Facebook, I want to thank you first of all for doing that, and feel free to call in. We're going to have a discussion about this. We definitely want to get you guys' views and takes on this conversation, because we know how it impacts all of us. But you can reach us at 281-587-1540. That's 281-587-1540. Call in and let us know what you think, or you got questions you want to talk to us. My good brother here, Marcus Spears, former Kansas City Chief, is joining us today. And we're talking about Drew Brees and the comments that he made. Now, if you are not familiar with what those comments were, he was being interviewed by Yahoo Sports yesterday, and he was asked about the flag. I don't know. I didn't go into detail about what was said, leading up to the question and things like that. But his response was that he would never respect anybody who kneels or disrespects the flag. And so that just went viral, obviously took social media by storm. It took the sports world by storm.
But then he apologizes.
Right. And which is what I'm about to get to, which is certainly my point.
Which really kind of conflicts the whole phrase. It's like, if you meant what you say what you mean, stand on what you say, right? Mm-hmm. So if that's what you meant.
Right. So, but also, so to your point, I wanted to bring that up because I think that, it's something that Drew Brees, actually, he said it before in 2016.
Right. He did.
He said
but he did kneel.
Right. He did kneel. So that's kind of, the point that I wanted to make is, one is the difference between when he said it in 2016 versus him saying it now. First and foremost, what's your position?
I hadn't seen the interviews. I really can't say because I didn't see the interview. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to preserve his legacy of who he is. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's on his last hurrah and don't want to go out. Maybe he's trying to get a job after football and he don't want to tarnish his reputation of, what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't speak for Drew Brees, but I'll say this, and like I said before, he has a right to his opinion. This is a free country, and the soldiers that died, white, black, Chinese, Native American, they all died to give us the right to say what we want to say.
You know what? But the initial reaction, you were the first person that I had heard take on this response.
Right.
Because, players like Ed Reed, Michael Thomas, his teammate, the other guy, Malcolm Jenkins, his safety, they were all hurt by what Drew said. And to be honest with you, here's what I think is the difference. One, when you look at when he said it in 2016, the climate was that everybody was trying to make the issue about the flag because it was about Colin and, him kneeling at that time. So the whole narrative was, Colin is disrespecting the flag. Although we all knew that wasn't the real narrative.
Well, may I say, I'm not saying that the words he said didn't hurt. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I respect what he said because he has the right to say what he wants to say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, Drew. Whoa. Mm-hmm. The flag, what does that flag mean when guys can't, I had I guess the privilege to listen to my uncle who came back from Vietnam and he was spit upon and called the N-word getting off the plane with his uniform on.
Wow.
Coming from getting off the plane from Vietnam, getting off the plane, spit in the N-word immediately.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow.
So I just had to listen to the stories and I was like, wow.
Man.
Now Would you ever, like soldiers coming home from Afghanistan, would you ever imagine those soldiers being spit on?
No.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Right.
That's what the soldier, not just my uncle, but every soldier, white, black, all of them got spit on because they thought the war was unjust. And maybe it was, but soldiers are just soldiers, right? Soldiers, well, we're going into Forrest Gump.
No.
We're only what's your job? To do what you tell me, just do what you're told.
Right.
Do what you're told.
But to that point, that's exactly what Malcolm spoke to and is trying to get. And here's my thing about what Drew said and what, everybody has said. You're right. He's entitled to his opinion. But here's my issue with the whole flag, because what he said was, if he'd have stayed on one side of it, I think I would have got it, because his perspective of the flag issue is different from you and I. And this is what I mean, right? So Drew's grandparents and his grandfathers were white, right? And so their experience coming back after the war was different than your uncles, or different than my family members that have participated in war. So his perspective is different. Now, this is what I actually don't like about what he says, because when we sometimes speak on things, and he talked about what bothers me when he brought up the civil rights movement and stuff like that people fought for. That was the only time that he spoke on the other side of the fence. But you didn't speak on that when you were talking about the flag. Now, because if you're going to talk about the flag and what it represents, and your uncle, your grandparents going to war, your grandfather, then talk about the other side of the fence for, the African Americans who also fought in that same war with them and how their experience was.
All the way back from the Civil War, Revolutionary War, French and Indian War. Every war that's ever been fought in this country, the black man has fought in. So we're part of that flag, but if the flag don't represent us and we don't get the same rights and liberties as the Constitution that flag represents, then what does it represent? Well, that's just a flag.
You see, and that's precisely my point.
If it don't represent me.
When you speak, and one of the things I felt I've learned just getting later in life, like I even had a heated conversation with my niece yesterday, and we were talking about, this is getting a little personal for me, but I'm going to share this because we were talking about some differences that were going on, but what I had to do was understand my niece's side or perspective of what was going on, and also understanding my perspective.
The millennials, you have to understand, the millennials are taking this totally different.
Exactly. But then once you learn and you understand and respect the other side, the other perspective of a person like me, and you can have a difference.
Right.
If I understand your perspective and I respect your perspective, then that helps me maybe change, mold, or give, a little bit more about, okay, I understand where he's coming from. So here's where I come from. I'm going to share this with him too, but we're going to meet somewhere in the middle to make this thing work.
But even if I don't agree with what you agree with, that don't mean that I don't like you as a person.
Exactly.
I agree with, look, bro, I don't agree with your perspective. I don't agree how you agree about that subject, but that's how you agree about that subject. I'm not going to not like you, there's nothing else to talk about. If you don't agree, I agree. I'm like, but now, I hate to get political.
Go right ahead.
But if Joe Biden says, if you don't vote for him, you're not black.
Oh man, you going?
I'm like, I want to choke him. So I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? I'm like, are you serious?
Well,
right now, are you serious?
See, now you're bringing up a whole thing.
You just
listen.
Wait a minute. I just asked.
Well, you're right.
Drink your water? Come on.
No, you're right. But this is my thing with Joe. Now they say certain things. That's almost like, that's almost like to me what Trump said.
What?
That's almost like what Trump said when Trump said, African Americans, what do y'all have to lose? It was the same thing.
No, sir.
It's the same. What I'm saying is,
no, sir. I put personal foul. Personal foul. No, sir. That is not the same, sir.
So to me,
no, sir. I disagree, sir.
To me, it's the same thing.
No,
it's like
sir.
You calling out to black people.
No, sir.
That
was a rhetorical question. What has the Democratic Party ever done for you?
Right.
What has it ever done for your vote? That's not saying if you don't vote for me, you're not Black is not a vote, bro.
No. To me, that's saying the same thing. Now listen, because here's the thing.
So is it right or is it wrong?
Because he's trying to say this. I'm not saying it was right or wrong. I didn't say that. I just said it was on the same level.
If you don't vote for Joe Biden, you're not black. So you know what?
I would agree.
I'm voting Donald Trump. Does that make me? So now I'm gonna be albino when I walk off this show. I'll be.
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just gonna stay where they at, right? Right. Stay ignorant to whatever. Right. But do you think that there will be some that will change their perspective of view on him now versus what they had back then, like in 2016?
Well, if they don't, then they were the problem anyway. And you can never change those guys' perspective because that's just what they are. Mm-hmm. So that's always going to be that side anyway, bro. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're saying now that Mr. Floyd had coronavirus. He was, I mean, anything he had this, he had that, he had this, and he could have had anything, but 8 minutes standing on his neck didn't help him at all. So if you're not appalled by that, and if the officers that did it didn't knock him, I would have thought someone who filmed it or one of just a bystander say, man, something ain't right. Go knock that dude off of that dude's neck like that. Right. And you know what? I think somebody would have bailed him out, bro, to help. Maybe he could have saved his life.
Right.
My thing is, America, if you see me getting choked out, don't film me dying. Help me live. Absolutely. That's cowardice to watch someone die and film it and not help them. That's even more cowardice than the dude that's doing it. So I don't know. I guess I'm just different because you only die once, but you want to die a righteous death. You want to die like that, man. Right. You want to have a chance to fight for your life. You don't let nobody snuff your life out and make you beg for your mom and make you use the bathroom on yourself and just I got 3 sons, bro, and I can't imagine. I don't even want to imagine anything watching someone do that to one of my kids, bro. Or what would happen? What would be the repercussions of that?
Yeah, that's a whole different dynamic.
Exactly.
That's a whole different dynamic.
That's where because you're right.
Well, you're right. That is so true. But I think the one issue I'm gonna say this from the black community's perspective. One of the, I don't know if this, you could call it a fault, flaw, fear, what have you. But we don't speak up a lot of times or stand up or step in at times like that. So if you see, it's rare. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say we don't, but it's just rare that you see somebody who steps into a situation like that. You gotta stand for something, or you're gonna fall for anything. I mean, you're absolutely right. You cannot stand and watch somebody die. But they do that out of their own fear of retaliation by those cops. You know what? Like I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what people do. Like that's just the reality. Well, of the situation. I'll say this again. If you see me struggling down the street and I start to cry, don't walk on by. Absolutely. Help me. You can't. You're absolutely right. Help me, bro. Do you think back, in dealing with Colin and everything, the perspective people have, and with the league and all of this stuff that's come out now, with the different protests that are coming, both peaceful, there's some violent, whatever. But do you think that the league, do you think that any of these sports leagues would take a different stance and or position or be more forthcoming with information or changes? That has to be rhetorical, right? I can't answer that. All we can have to do is just have to see, bro. And you know what? Like I say, if this doesn't open the eyes of everyone to sit down and say, you know what, let's sit down and see if we can systemically fix this problem. Mm-hmm. Let's fix this problem now. Now that enough is enough. Mm-hmm. Enough is enough. Mm-hmm. Let's change this system. We can't rewrite the Constitution, but we can uphold it and give everybody the real, true liberties and freedoms that they deserve and earn, bro. That we earned. Absolutely. We are embedded in the blueprint of this United States of America, mm-hmm. and I was born an American citizen, and I'll die one, and I will defend this country to the last breath.
During the Olympics, who do you root for? Who do you root for?
Right.
You root USA.
Yeah.
USA. So that same patriotism is the same patriotism now. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. I'm an American citizen, and I want the very best for all of us because we deserve the very best. If this is the very best country in the world, then we need to act accordingly, and we need to set an example for everyone in the world. We can't say we're the best country in the world. We treat citizens like they're animals,
their own people
that defend you, that die for you, and lost lives, limbs, and everything else, sanity, and to get treated like a second-class citizen is beneath me. I'll die first before I do that.
That's the irony, man, in that we're supposed to respect the flag and the country that
don't respect us.
Don't respect us.
So where's the respect? Put some spec on it then.
Put some respect
I mean, it's deep and it's real.
It's real.
But if we don't meet it head on in a storm, you don't turn the boat sideways because it'll turn over. You turn the ship into the storm and you go into it. This is a storm. You don't turn around. You go into it because on the other side of the storm is the sunshine. It's after every storm that I'm from Louisiana, and after every hurricane, it ain't like nothing ever happened. The sun's out, everybody partying and happy that we didn't get our houses blown over this time. Absolutely. And it didn't flood. And we partied on out.
Absolutely. And that's where it's supposed to be, man. That's the way it's supposed to be.
We have to fix this, bro.
It's going to continue. I think this particular situation, because it's heightened more than ever because of the COVID situation.
Right.
Everybody.
We're not even talking about the corona. We're not even talking about coronavirus anymore.
It's all about this. So.
And it's still real. The coronavirus is very real right now.
Absolutely. It's real.
But everywhere. this whole situation totally diverted a tangent. It's like boom. It took everyone's attention this way, and it divided the country even more than where we were. It's like we're coming out of this pandemic trying to get just feel whole again. Just not being cooped up and able to be told what to do, and it's like, wow, you're tearing up stuff. And I don't agree with the violence, man, because that's not what this is about.
Right.
This is not it. Right. No.
They found that a lot of people that starting the violence aren't African Americans. Right. And two, part of different groups. Like you see the Antifa group going out there, initiating stuff.
They found stones and rocks and a lot of stuff piled up right here in Houston.
I saw a video last night of, it looked like some police officers putting bricks like in a bag to go stage it. I was like, oh my goodness. They didn't know they were being filmed. And I was like, what in the, what? WTH. Listen, man, it's amazing when you see stuff like that. And you're crazy because you say stuff like that and people don't believe you.
But if you don't see it on film, the eye in the sky don't lie.
The sky don't lie, man. It's crazy how a lot of that stuff that we take from football and
this is a true story. When they was having the video cam here and they send you the ticket. I got one of those tickets, and I say, "Man, you crazy! I ain't run no light. She said, "Sir, just go to the website and see for yourself." So I logged on. The light turned red. I say, "Man, I heard $75. I could have got T-bone, ribeye, and everything else, man." I said, "What the?"
Yep.
Yeah, I did.
But that's why people don't like it.
$75 die in the sky. Don't lie.
That's why they voted it out.
A hot 75 too. I had to play it.
I hated it too.
I hated it.
They hit you with that ticket that say you ain't stopping that red light before you turn.
What? I'm like, come on, man, with that red light. That light was 1001, 1002, but it was almost about to turn green again.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll play.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll play.
You go ahead and give up this coin.
You got me. You got me, boss. You got me.
Absolutely. Well, Marcus, man, before we get out of here, man, tell us a little bit about, I know you've been doing a lot of stuff, like I mentioned earlier. You've done a lot of stuff here in the community. You were doing some stuff in KC previously as well. What are some of the things that you got going on right now, especially kind of, in the midst of you know, the whole Corona pandemic. And I know you were doing some things before this started. So,
right. Well, yes. The last couple of months, nothing was been going on. So I just started volunteering at the food pantry at First Metropolitan Church. It's on West Road and the Beltway.
Okay.
Just, you know, I got a good friend that plays dominoes, and he was over there. He goes to the church. He said, won't you come out and help out? You know, so I wasn't doing that. So I started doing it Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. And I just really just got into this is what it's about. Mm-hmm. When everything is at its worst, get up and go help someone else if you're able to. So, you know, I've been doing that. You know, actually, I'm coming from there on the I got here. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's just one of the things that, you know, I felt like, you know, it's something that we cannot say anything if we're not doing anything.
Right.
You know, and just go and try to feed the homeless people. Make sure that, you know, even though we're not worried about them right now because they're still on the street during this time, well, we should have them somewhere put up, but they're still on the street. Mm-hmm. We still got to make sure they eat. Right. And make sure they got good water and stuff like that.
And y'all not only feeding the homeless, but y'all were giving out food too, because you were calling out some of the other.
James Harden. James Harden had an event at the church for the last 8 weeks, and last week was the last. Today was the last day.
Okay.
They did it at Bethel, the last food giveaway. But for the last 8 weeks, from 1 to 3, we had been giving out food that James Harden spent over $1 million. With the Houston Food Bank giving it away. So we combined with the NFL retired PA and the NFL alumni, and we had a bunch of guys come out and give those things out. Mm-hmm. And just, you know, just to show them that, you know, it's not just about, you know, money. It's about people right now are really struggling just to eat, you know, because, you know, this virus affected not just our country. This virus affected the world.
Right.
You know, we're fortunate enough that we have a country that loves us enough that gave us $1,200. You know, say, look, it may not have been much, but I got friends that from Nigeria said the Nigerians didn't get anything. Mm-hmm. And they got to stay in their house. So, I mean, that's one of the great things of being in this country. And that's why people are trying to get in any way they can. And I understand that. Mm-hmm. This is the greatest country in the world. Mm-hmm. You know, and I mean, you can do anything you want. You have the opportunity. You and I know that you can be whatever you want to be, bro. We were millionaires. We thousandaires now. But
we're working.
Yeah, you cut that money in half, man. We cut that money in half. We thousandaires now. But anyway, that's another subject.
Right. Well,
yeah, that's another subject. But anyway, just the opportunity, you know, that this country has given not only me, but my sons and my mom and my dad to give us the best and to give us the opportunity to go to get the best education and to do that. And then, you know, and have our soldiers, not only just white, black, Chinese, African, you know, and fight for our liberties and freedoms under that flag, you know, and I don't know any other country to live in. Right. So I will die and defend this one. But I just want the same. I don't want to jump 3 more inches higher than the next man.
Right.
That's not right.
Right.
Why do I have to jump higher than him and just to do what he's doing?
Right.
That's not right. Oh, you shoot the gun and he got a 5-minute head start. Mm-hmm. What is that? That's not fair. Yeah. And that's how it's always been. Yeah. So as long as the race is fair, then I'm good. Yeah. But once you start cheating, then
that's all we ever wanted was just an equality.
Just equal opportunity. Yeah, they say separate but equal. Yeah. Separate but equal, but it's never been.
It's never been equal.
It's been separate, but it ain't never been equal.
Separate but unequal.
Right.
Yeah, man. You know, it's such a powerful thing, and I applaud you for the efforts that you've done, and you know, continue wishing you much success. In, you know, giving back to the community and, you know, just and all your efforts. I know you've been so vital with the NFL Retired Players Association and even with the NFL.
Helping guys get their benefits, man. Yeah. That's really was my plight when I first retired, because I had to learn everything kind of on my own. Mm-hmm. And I had to go through the struggle with no guidance or mentor to bring me through it. I had to figure it out. Mm-hmm. So when I figured it out, I just tried to make it easy for the next guy. Mm-hmm. Do this, and this. And then when people started asking, it turned in from 1 to maybe I've maybe helped over 100 guys get their benefits in the last 15 since I've been out.
Well, I know I was one of them. So
right, I know to get all the benefits, man, and just to make sure that you know your statute of limitations, and they don't want you to know what you're entitled to. And I made it my duty to make sure that guys knew what they're really truly entitled to.
It's always been amazing to me to think about how the league, it uses us up, but doesn't want to make sure that the guys that they've been used up, they take care of. Although they got this stuff supposedly in place to take care of you.
But it's not for us. It's for the active guys, and they really don't care about the retired guys, because if they did, there's so many the sponsorships on the wall and those stadiums. We can't even, the same suits and ties that we get off the planes to go play, when we're done, they won't even allow us to go intern at those companies with those same suits and ties on. So what you're saying? I can go to the mail room. I can start from scratch and start over, because what skill do I know?
Right.
I smash. We make holes in teeth. We smash people. That's all I know. But I got a degree in biology. I'm out of the chemistry. I mean, I'm not a dummy. I can be taught anything. If you can teach a monkey to fly a spaceship, surely I can do something.
Absolutely, and that's real. Those are real facts, man.
Like, wow.
But that's going to be a continued battle for us, and we got to have that conversation definitely another day.
So I'm invited back?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. You
don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
Don't make me cry. Bam!
Wow! That's Drew Brees.
You ain't gonna do Drew like that, man. They gonna block that.
86 sacks. You heard it here. Right here, man. You heard it here.
NFL record
86 sacks.
Okay, there it is.
150 hits.
Well, man, again, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure, brother. Anytime.
Man, it's been truly a pleasure. It's always a joy, getting with you, man, and talking about business, talking about stuff that we've been doing in the community, and just talking about what's going on in our society right now. So it's always a pleasure, man, and I look forward to our continued conversations, man.
All right, man.
And I want to thank everybody, all our listeners, all our viewers out there from Facebook. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Both of y'all. All our 5 listeners now. We have more.
We get it in.
Nah, I'm playing. We'll have more later.
We get it in. Y'all have been listening and watching The Cutting Edge right here on the Edge Network on 1540 AM 101.7 on your FM dial. We'll see you folks next week, next Monday. We'll be back to get this train back on the road.
Train on the road or the track?
We're going to get it back on.
Okay.
All right, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.